In one of America's most unjust ironies, the United States fights for democracy and freedom around the world, while segregation and discrimination exist on the home front and in the armed forces. For African Americans and other minorities, World War II represents a time of limited opportunities, great frustration, and growing resentment. When minority units finally do earn the right to serve their country, they perform with distinction and honor. African Americans discover that, despite its often hostile environment, war offers opportunities to improve their lives and earn respect. At the Army's Military Academy, West Point, the color barrier remains difficult to crack until Benjamin O. Davis Jr. is accepted in 1932. During Davis's 4 years at the Academy, not one cordial word is spoken to him. Nevertheless, he prevails and becomes history's first African American graduate from the Point. Inspired by Davis's achievement, African American organizations and newspapers petitioned President Roosevelt and his administration for equality in the armed forces. September 1940. Congress passes the Selective Service and Training Act. From now on, African Americans will be admitted into the armed forces. As war looms on the horizon, and despite the rapidly growing defense industry, African Americans continue to face employment discrimination. In 1941, black labor leader A. Philip Randolph plans a march on Washington to protest workplace and military discrimination. To stop the march, President Roosevelt offers a compromise, Executive Order 8802. The order establishes the President's Committee on Fair Employment Practices and promises to end discrimination in war industries. 6 months later, the U.S. enters World War II.
A state which will live in infamy.
Initially, 100,000 African Americans volunteer for the armed forces. Countless more are turned away due to military segregation. The Marine Corps refuses to accept black enlistees. The Army Air Corps refuses blacks. The Navy is provisionally open to blacks on an as-needed basis, while the Army accepts them, but only as replacements for existing all-black units. African American recruits arrive in boot camps all across the country. For many unaccustomed to blatant segregation, especially black enlistees from the more liberal northern states, the overt military discrimination is a rude awakening. Black soldiers are put in segregated units. They are often treated with hostility or indifference. They are only placed in secondary posts, never in combat units. In other words, they receive the worst detail available. African American soldiers embrace the WWII motto, which is, the war must end in 2 victories, one against Hitler and one against American racism.